Might even go forward and throw the shot.
We might even
go backwards and throw the shot.
We might even go to Florida Cut. Who knows, Mike?
We are live. This is episode 6, I believe.
6 it is.
Episode 6.
We want to check in with you guys after that barn burner.
Safe to say we did not win our bets last week. Barn burner is the least we could say. So Maycee Barber didn't fight. The main event didn't happen. Gustafsson fight didn't happen. Of course, we had the lock of the week. We'll get into this later, but my boy's lock of the week, Benavidez.
He was a minus 3,000 fucking favorite. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, that was a bad bet on my end.
Yeah. But anyway, of course we have no. Not of course, but we have no packs today. We are. I guess we'll give a little tease. There's a reason we haven't been getting packs lately. We do have a big.
Because those are 2024, Danny. Tell them the truth. We're trying to get something
big one.
good.
We got something big. We have we do have a hobby box coming. We are this close to completing the master set of the 2024 Topps Finest UFC. We are literally probably, I think the last time I counted, it was 54 cards away.
Yeah.
A lot of those being the rare ones, so that's why we need to purchase a hobby box. We've probably purchased 30 blasters in the past month. So yeah, hobby box coming soon. Should be in the next pod.
Yeah. So let's kick it off, Danny. Let's start with at the bottom of the card, the prelims.
Okay. So we'll go into our bets before the rambles. I'm gonna be honest. I have no notes for the first 3 fights. After that, I am familiar. The first 3 fights, I am not familiar with the fighters. We'll go ahead and start it off with
Markel Medeiros. He's sitting at 210, coming off of a. There's not really much data on him. He's 10-1. He's got 6 KOs coming in. He's had 6. These past 3 fights have been on Dana White's Contender Series and on UFC Fight Night, so he has been on the card. He's not a newcomer. We're gonna have to go with safe money on this. We're gonna go with Medeiros. Yep. So that's what we're looking at on both of our cards.
His opponent, it seems like he's undefeated at 8-0, but he is coming from Anthony Pettis' FC. I'm not familiar. Are you
Anthony Pettis?
I know who Anthony Pettis is.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a fighting.
He has a gym. I believe it's in Colorado or something.
No, but he apparently has a whole fighting promotion.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of Dan Hooker's. I've heard of
I wouldn't say Dan Hooker has one. He just has a bunch of homies who are down to fight. That's.
But yeah, I guess he's undefeated and he's had a couple fights in the LFA, Bali MMA. I don't know. Never been to Bali, but I'm pretty sure I could go down there and whoop some ass.
Moving on to the next one. We got Quillian Salakiliad coming out of Australia, looking at 6 foot even, 156 pounds. He's on a 5-win fight streak. He's coming all of it. He has 2 fights, one in Dana White's Contender Series, and then he was on the 312 Duplessis Strickland card. So he's not.
Yeah, and apparently on that card he had a knockout in 19 seconds.
That was the fast one.
That was that one, huh?
So
this is probably why he is a minus 610 favorite. Was that what he's at? Minus 650 currently.
So we got Salakid sitting at 650. I wouldn't say another 20-second knockout, but he's definitely going to be winning the fight.
Yeah.
So we got Salakid.
Yeah.
The next one we got
another whale, Ju Sang Yu. Doesn't even have a profile on ESPN. Minus 650, 8-0, undefeated, has 0 fights in the UFC. He's fighting off of another promotion, not familiar. Of course, we're gonna go with safe money with the Sun Yang Wu. I don't see myself betting plus 425.
They don't even have They don't have anything. Significant strikes landed per minute, significant strike accuracy, takedown accuracy. They don't have no data on this fighter, but
yeah, I'm sure if we went on Topology, we'd be able to find some data, but nothing on the mainstream.
He's got a submission. I mean, he's I'm not familiar with any of these cards or this promotion that he's been on, but he's sitting at I'm looking at 650, minus 650. So
that's I don't see myself betting against minus 650.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna go safe bet minus 650. Moving on the card, we finally have someone I'm familiar with, Wayne Kong Wang, minus 600 favorite. This is the Joker. Has won me a bunch of money so far because she's just been kicking ass. This is in the flyweight division of the women's flyweight division. Minus 600 favorite. I think this is the first lock of the night. Just bet your money, bet the house. Minus 600.
She's going up against De Silva, who lost her last 2 fights. These are both UFC Fight Night. She fought on Moreno versus Albazi, and she was on Perez versus Nicolai. So she's lost. She's got 2 submission one. Her last fight was a submission loss, and the previous was a unanimous decision. So I mean, she's 17-10. I mean, I think Wayne Kong is looking at safe money at minus 600. So me and Danny have these first 4. Me and Danny, we're looking. Yeah. We got the same thing.
Saul Strickland does always say, when it comes to women fights, bet on the uglier fighter.
We'll leave your comment right here. Sheena Lee, yeah.
All right, moving on to Andreas Gustafsson, a fighter that was supposed to fight last week, that was on her lock of the week last week.
He was sitting at what? Plus?
He was minus. He was like a minus 130.
Yeah, he was definitely minus. Now he's sitting at plus money.
It's because we did bet the knockout at like plus 2 something.
So right now this week he's looking at 6-1. We're looking at Anderson Gustafsson. I mean,
we still have not confirmed, honestly, if he is Alexander's brother. Have we confirmed that?
No, we have not. But he's definitely on the tear right now. He has been fighting on Brave, KSW promotions out there in what is that, Switzerland or Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's a definitely fighter to look out. I don't think he's gonna win by the knockout this one, but I do definitely see him winning. You know, a slugfest at plus 160 dog. So that's one of my dogs that I got betting on this week.
So it does seem like he is Alexander Gustafsson's brother, because I literally just Googled Alexander Gustafsson's brother, and the first person that came up was Andreas Gustafsson. So it does seem like he is at least related in some sorts. If not at least in fighting, probably in the same camp. I'm sure they're related somewhere. But yeah, we were going plus 160. Andreas Gustafsson, the first dog of the night.
Then we got Danny's personal favorite, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Danny lives and dies by this guy with his money.
He has not straightened me down, you know. There's a few fighters that have not let me down in bets. One of them being Waldo, another one being like Aaron Blanchfield. Wayne Kong has not let me down. There's a few fighters, but Waldo at plus 120 as a dog at the heavyweight division. Sergey Spivak, that's a tough fight. That is a tough fight. It is a very tough fight, but
we're gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta. You see a trend going on. We got the same. We're thinking the same thing right here. We got the last 6 fights thinking the same thing. Next, moving on to Azamat Merk. So sorry, I butchered that.
Azamat Murzakanov. Point is, his last name ends with the OEV, and that's who we're betting on, because in UFC, you must know, if your name ends with the OEV, EF, Makachev, Nurmagomedov, OEV, EF, Merkanov, whatever, you're most likely going to win in the UFC. So he is
a 650 favorite. I mean, it's safe money. It's safe money.
Safe money. Brenson Ribeiro, Actually, I'm familiar with him. He's an exciting fighter. But I don't see him coming off of 2 wins. I don't see him getting the W, honestly.
He's at a plus 425 dog. I mean, if you want to throw a bone in there, I mean, he's sitting at good money. But
yeah, because we see Mirzakhanov coming off a KO, unanimous decision KO. Yeah, that's easy money.
Easy money. So next we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Joshua Van at minus 700.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's the biggest. Other
than Wayne Kong, the biggest whale of the night, easily.
Yes.
Honestly, that's probably a bigger whale than Wayne Kong, if I'm being honest. Minus 700. He's not going to lose. Bruno Silva, a good test to Joshua Van at the flyweight division, but yeah, I honestly see Joshua Van going all the way to the top of the division and fighting Alexander Pantoja for the belt.
Bruno Silva just came off a loss in last December against Manel
Kopp. Yeah, I have Joshua Van over Manel Kopp, so that answers the question. The flyweight division is finally getting exciting, though. We have Joshua Van, we have Manel Kopp, Kai Kara France, Brandon Moreno, of course.
I think the only one in that one who could actually put it with Pantoja would be Manel and Kai Kara that's coming up. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be a good one. But I still got Pantoja on this one.
Yeah, Pantoja, super underrated fighter. I don't know why the UFC has him at number 9.
Sometimes they have him at 10.
Ridiculous. He hasn't lost since before the pandemic. Like it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Easily top 5 fighter in the UFC. Call me crazy. Hot take maybe. I think he's top 6. Top 6 fighter. I'll put it there. Top 6 fighter of the UFC.
All right. Moving on to the main card. Here we go. This is where it starts getting exciting. And this is where...
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Started off, we got Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. Kevin Holland's a 280 favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Vicente Luque, he's not a rookie. Sitting at plus 230. He's definitely been around the block. He's not he's been there, done
contender,
that.
Yeah.
This is a fighter. This is going to be a good fight, and I don't see why this is the first fight on the main card. This could definitely. I don't see this being a main or a co-main, but this is definitely a good bout.
A good way to start off the main card. A good way to start off the pay-per-view. Personally, I haven't looked at Mario's card personally in the main card. We've agreed so far on the prelims, but I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque at plus 230.
Oh.
Plus 230. Underdog. I've seen Kevin Holland fight live. He got ragdolled. Not even ragdolled. He got ragdolled by Hamza. I didn't see that live. I seen him get fucked up by I saw him got messed up by RDR Renier de Ritter.
RDR
in Los Angeles, in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Got dragged and beat up. Not a drag. He got beat up.
You gotta remember the competition that he's facing. I mean, some of these guys are a little.
But Vicente Luque is not a scrub either. Like at minus 280, like plus 230. Like Vicente Luque,
and that's what I'm saying. It's a good way to start off the card. It's a treat because Kevin Holland's not a scrub either.
I feel like Kevin Holland doesn't try no more. Like
I definitely wouldn't say. I know.
Holland
I would definitely say he's not trying no more.
He's not locked in anymore. He's so young, and he seems like he could easily be fighting for a title.
I just don't see the drive in him no more.
No drive. Vicente Luque is old. He's not old. Yeah, I think he's 33, 34.
Yeah, but if you call Kevin Holland to fight anybody, he'll
do it.
He's
He'll
not
do
scared.
it. He's more worried about a paycheck. I think Luque is worried more about the potential title fight.
Hey, but at the end of the day, if you're Kevin Holland, that's all that matters is that paycheck.
Well, if you're Vicente Luque, dollar goes a lot longer in Brazil.
I mean, this is where it's split in half over here. We're going Kevin Holland at minus 280 on the
Going Vicente Luque plus 230. Get some value on this parlay. Moving on.
Next up is a good one. This is actually it's actually building up a lot of steam coming up into the weekend.
Yep.
Mario Bautista going up against Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix.
Coming off of Bellator. It was a Bellator. The Bellator and PFL is basically the same thing now.
Yeah, so
he was the champion out there, 20-1, killed it. But of course, if you're the best in the G League, are you really the best? No,
I mean,
you're not. I can answer that. No, you're
nobody's coming in the NFL throwing touchdowns overseas. Coming.
Yeah, you're not coming from the
NFL.
CFL going into the NFL. Like
there's different. We're definitely not throwing shade over there. I mean, definitely top fighters are definitely
of course,
day, but what we're saying is the competition is different. This isn't college. This is college to football. College to the NFL.
Yes.
It's totally two different ball games, and I don't see him coming over here, and especially Mario Bautista sitting at $150.
Mario Bautista is another fighter. I see him as a high IQ, similar to Ian Gary, but if anything, he's just more boring. If anything, I think the Kook is a lot more exciting of a fighter. Yeah. Mario Bautista is super boring, coming off a split decision win over Jose Aldo, which I think Jose Aldo won that fight. But I could see why the judges thought Bautista won. He definitely won the clinch battle up against the cage. Just help him up against the cage the whole fight. Not exciting at all. Patchy makes not familiar because I have not seen a single Bellator fight in my entire life. I'm not seeing a single Bellator fight.
We've heard about him. We've heard him.
We've heard good things. Good things.
Being on the internet, listening to vlogs, we've heard about him, but not enough to take some time out of our day and go look on YouTube. But we definitely are. Next up, we got Joe Pyfer versus.
Wait, hold on. So who do you have? You got Bautista?
I got Mario Bautista at $150.
I got Patchy Mix. Only because I'm tired. I just want to see Bautista lose. Honestly, just for that reason.
If you've not even stuck with the channel, but if you've been up with UFC, you've seen that. I mean, look at Ben Askren. He came over here and he just couldn't make the transition from Bellator to UFC.
There's fighters that haven't been able to. MVP couldn't.
MVP.
But you know who could? RDR. RDR has been able to.
RDR is a good one. We're definitely gonna see
Conor McGregor. Michael Chandler has given us exciting fights, but he has not been able to keep up with the caliber of the UFC.
I mean, he's definitely a very exciting.
But we love to have him here. Yeah. We love to. I mean, like I said, we're not familiar with Patchy Mix, but.
Well, fuck is that guy, mate?
Moving on, anyway.
Beep. We got Joe Pyfer versus Calvin Gastelum.
Featured fight of the card: Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. I have right here on my notes. I'll mention this to you earlier. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Joe Pyfer is who people think let me re-say that. Joe Pyfer is who people think Bo Nickel is.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Pyfer's a vet. He definitely has
He's not a vet. He's an up-and-comer contender. He's essentially in the same level as Bo Nickel.
Bo?
Yeah.
How many fights?
He's 13-2 right now. 13-3 actually.
I've watched a couple of his fights.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely had a couple fights in the UFC. What, 3, 4?
He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 5 regular UFC fights. He's
definitely had more fights than Bo. Bo's only had about 3, 4, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they're both coming out of the Contender Series.
Pyfer is definitely a more.
But this is why I'm saying they're both 28. They're both very young. Joe Pyfer was actually talking smack on Bo Nickel. This is why I actually said it. I think he's better than Bo Nickel. I don't know if it's because I'm salty because he killed our parlay.
I'm definitely salty. I mean, dude, and Danny's going to put up a little snippet right here. Mm-hmm. Boom! Right in the stomach.
Yeah. We reacted to it. My lady reacted to it. Yeah. Fraud check.
Definitely a bad day to be
fraud check of 2025.
Definitely a bad day to be a Bo Nickel card holder. So, it's okay. I got Joe Pyfer on this one, sitting at minus 380.
Yep. Yeah. Easy.
Then the last two, we got the co-main event.
The co-main event. 2 title fights.
John Cena. Can't see me, bro. I got
also loyalty, respect at a minus 800 whale. Who do you have?
I mean, if I don't pick her, I feel like she's gonna beat us.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Kayla Harrison.
We obviously keep up with the embedded. We keep up with all the weigh-ins. We're UFC. You know, we keep up with all of it. We saw the freaking stare down between Kayla Harrison and Julia Pena. Oh my god.
That is definitely.
How does this woman, Kayla Harrison, make 135? How did she make 135 pounds?
Well, this is what we're gonna talk about. She's she's a weight bully. And like I said, my 3 favorite fighters are Pereira, Topuria, and Jones. Pereira was a weight bully sitting at 185. He was bullying the weight. But and Harrison is doing the same thing. She's all ripped, but tomorrow, I feel like she's gonna drain down. She's gonna get sucked up, and then Saturday she's gonna balloon back up. I mean, to me, I'm definitely rooting for her because I want to see her fight Amanda. That's the biggest women's fight you can make is that next.
Easy.
But I definitely say she is a weight bully. She does get the win by knockout. I don't know. I would assume if anything less than that, I would be ashamed because she's just so strong, so ripped.
At 135 pounds too, like
sitting at a minus.
Keep in mind, she was in the judo. She is an Olympic champion, gold medalist. She was making 155 pounds. 155 pounds.
So she's going down 20 pounds. I mean, she's used to fighting at 155.
But she's done it twice already. Because she has 2 fights in the UFC already.
She has 2. I mean,
so that's what that's 1, 2, and then before that she was in the PFL. But yeah, like we said, so she's beat Holly Holm and Ketlin Vieira.
And Holly Holm, I mean, that's another.
That's another legend. But it's like, yeah, Juliana Pena. The only thing she has going for her is that she did beat Amanda Nunes, the GOAT, the undisputed GOAT. Other than possibly Valentina, Amanda's the undisputed GOAT.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the undisputed, yes. But fighting for that right now, you got Wei Li and you got Shevchenko.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Harrison, you could throw her in there, but what would happen if you throw Harrison versus Shevchenko?
Well, you're not going to do that because you're going to throw Harrison versus Nunes.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if she beats Amanda, does she just hop over Valentina?
Yes, because Amanda has beat Valentina at 135 twice. And obviously that is why Valentina went down to the 125-pound division. She is the undisputed GOAT at 125, I'd say.
Well, just like this next guy we're about to talk about, Merab Dvalishvili.
The main event of the evening, the moment you've all been waiting for.
I mean,
this
is a big fight. Sorry, we're a little excited right here. This is a big fight. I collected a lot of money from my friends on this last fight. If you could see, obviously Merab is just night and day, such a better fighter all around, other than striking over Sugar Sean. Sugar Sean might be the only UFC fighter to say that he stopped gooning. Other than that, I don't see him coming and stopping Merab. Merab just has a high gas tank. What people think Kobe Covington had, this is what Merab really had. Merab is really a real gas tank. He's a real push forward. Look what he did to Umar.
Like, bro, dude, you thought Dominic Cruz had a gas tank at 135? Dude, no, dude.
No,
look at Merab, dude. Look at night and day. This is insane.
Do you think he stops him?
Yes, I think he's going for the finish this
think
time.
He stops him?
I think he stops him this time around in the 4th round.
See, but Sugar Sean, he's not using his mouth to get him mad.
He's not.
And last time he didn't knock him out, so I mean, I don't see him knocking him out. So TKO him, but I see him mauling him.
So the big thing people are saying is that O'Malley, he stopped smoking weed. He stopped doing other activities. He stopped social media. But he's only been doing this for a little over a year. Maybe a year. Yeah. Umar was doing that for his whole life. And Merab 4-1'd him. Merab 4-1'd him, bro.
He did. So I mean,
Umar was the boogeyman. He was the one that's supposed to be Merab. If Umar didn't do it, no one's gonna do it. I'm surprised Merab's even what is he at? Minus 280?
Okay, and this is a hot
Throw everything you have, everything you own at Merab. Do it now.
I would usually ask who's the best fighter coming out of that region. Everyone's gonna say Khabib, and we respect Khabib over here on this channel. We don't. I don't like the type of the style, but it's fighting. It's a fight.
It's fighting.
That's what a fight is. You get him on the ground, you could get him, then get him. But in that region, you think Khabib's the undisputed best? Because, I mean, now you got Merab, who's... I mean, his last 5 fights, who's he taking out? Peter Yan, Aldo, Cejudo, Umar, and O'Malley. That is crazy.
Dude, that is a crazy resume. That is
crazy. And I, like I said, we are Khabib fans, but Khabib does not have a resume like that.
It's because he just has Gaethje and Dustin.
Gaethje and
Dustin.
Connor. And Connor. I mean, that. I
mean, of course, he has Quinta. He has Rafael Dos Santos. Did he beat? No, he didn't. He was supposed to fight Rafael, right? Did he fight Rafael? I don't.
We're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a.
But of course, this does not go past Justin, Dustin, and Connor.
Merab.
He did not fight Tony. He ran away.
And you know what? This is another great question. You got Ilya right there. What if he knocks out?
So you're talking about Khabib being the best from the mountain regions.
From the mountain regions.
We're forgetting about the actual best person. The person I think is the best, better than Merab, Islam Makhachev. Better striker, not a better wrestler, but a better striker and
better cardio.
An equal wrestler.
His
cardio is a little.
I would
because if you do remember against Volkanovski, he did kind of faint towards the 5th round.
And Dustin too.
And Dustin. Yes, and Dustin.
You've never seen Merab take a deep breath.
And Islam has been fainting in those 5th rounds. He's lost every 5th round. I've seen him. He lost the 5th round against Volkanovski, and like we said, he lost the 5th round against Dustin.
He was losing the 5th round to Dustin.
Yes.
So I mean, if you put all that together,
without going too far into this, obviously we know who Islam's next opponent is. It is JDM. At 170 pounds. Yeah. Now that we know he's not a 5th round fighter.
But do you see how he goes
up?
Did you see the odds? Did you see how he goes up in weight and automatically wants a title shot, but he did not give Ilya an automatic title shot?
Hypocrite.
We could talk about that, but we'll leave that for a podcast later on. So, but just know we see that. If you put all my parlays, 13 parlays up into a parlay, $10 gets you $1,200, sitting at 11,826 plus odds.
So of course I had a little bit of different odds. I had a couple more underdogs. I'm sitting at plus 17,831. $20 gets you 3,566. $10 gets you 1,533
around there. It's not bad. It's around the same odds.
Yeah.
So next we want to move on to.
I guess we can move on to our personal bets if you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll move on. I have 6 legs. Of course, last week's blunder, huge blunder of a card. The production was terrible. The worst UFC card we've ever seen of our life. We'll get into that into the ramble, but we lost last week on the 7-legger. We have a 6-legger this week. Starting off with Wayne Kong, the Joker, at minus 600. We have Azamat, the OEV-EF, I forgot how to pronounce his last name, minus 650. We got Joshua Van, minus 700, the biggest whale of the night. That is the biggest lock of the night. Joshua Van is the person that's not going to lose. We have Joe Pyfer at minus 380. Minus 380, Joe Pyfer. And then we got another 2 locks of the night. Kayla Harrison and Merab Dvalishvili, minus 800, minus 280. Put that all together at plus 200. $20 gets you $40.
And that was your personal ones.
That's my personal one.
Yeah, I got the same ones to start them off. We got Merab. Come on, he's got too much of a high motor. We got Kayla Harrison. Two all around a good fighter. You got Wayne Kong, minus 600. I mean, dude, it's a safe bet. You got Quillian Salakid at 650, and I got that. Those are all my minus fighters. But just to spice it up, I threw Mario Bautista at 150 to turn the bet. $50 would get you $250. $10 would get you $54. It's a safe bet. Just just to watch the fights and make it interesting. Throw $10 on it.
We are back, and we are here with our weekly locks of the week. We got 5 picks put together. We put $100 together. Let's see how much we make. Of course, we mentioned a couple of these already. Merab coming up first at minus 280. Kayla Harrison at minus 800. two locks that, yeah.
And then the next one we got Thunder Game 2, Sunday night on ABC. Check that out. We got OKC Mainline.
We'll go a little deeper in that.
We'll go a little deeper into that one. That was a shell shocker. Next one, we're gonna go with Wayne Kong. Safe money. Save money. 600. I mean, she's sitting on 3 of my parlays, so if she loses, all my parlays are lost, which is not smart to do. I will say that, but she is a very favored fighter on this one. So sitting at 600, we will go her. To finish him off,
we got Joshua Van at minus 700. Like I mentioned, the biggest whale. If I'm being honest, bigger than Kayla, even though he is at minus 700. Kayla's at minus 800. Joshua Van is not losing. I'm telling you this right now. He is the biggest test in the flyweight division other than Brandon Moreno. Of course, you got Pantoja. I mean, who are we seeing? Carl France versus
Carl France versus Pantoja.
Yes, we are. We are seeing that. We're seeing that live at International Fight Week. Come see us there.
So $50. We're looking at plus 154. So $50 gets you $127. It's not bad.
Of course, we are throwing $100 together, so we're going to make some. Hopefully, make
$100 get us $250.
Hopefully.
So moving on over to our weekly rambles.
Yeah, we usually start with this, but we decided to get our bets early. Just mix it up a little bit. See how you guys like the pod. Let us know how you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, just let us know.
I want to start it off because this is bugging me. Boob jobs. Did it cost her the fight? Maycee Barber.
Goodness. Okay, so I'm glad you have this because I actually have this on my number. On my number one, I have boring UFC card last week. And Maycee Barber.
I'm not saying that fight would have pushed it over and made it more exciting, but I mean, we already knew we were getting a snooze fest, and then just to see, and you know what?
Question.
We need to talk about the UFC not having a backup fighter prepared for Blanchfield.
Question. Did you see that live?
Yes, I was watching it with the guys.
That is insane. That you throw the promo, you throw the little video clips or whatever, you say the fighters are about to walk out. No main event. Like you said, we weren't expecting a barn burner.
Where is Dana? Where is the backup fighter?
But if you want a main event, if you're expecting a main event, you're going to get a main event. Did you see how much the tickets cost for the UFC Apex?
Yeah, they're very expensive, and I mean,
I think they were like $2,500.
And then to not get your main event?
No, but not only that was like 4 fights were canceled. That whole card. It was a huge disaster of a card.
Gustafsson was moved from last fight to this card to 316. So
other than other than Bilal versus JDM, May has been a huge fail. For the UFC brand.
I would even say it's been worse than December of 2023. Remember that ski ball? We had no UFC that whole month, but I would rather have not watched anything than what we watched last weekend. I mean, and again, Dana, you need to stop with promoting boxing. You need to worry about the brand.
Yes, please worry about the brand.
Boxing has their people. You're our only person. We need you, buddy. You need to make.
And we love what you're doing. We're not,
No, they're definitely not dragging you, man. You're definitely, man.
You're the GOAT. Like,
the GOAT. You and Jon Jones oiled up are the GOAT all times. So, okay, so Maycee Barber.
So yeah, huge blunder of a card. We lost our bets, all of them. Yeah. You clean sweep. Yeah, terrible. Moving on. If you don't mind, I'll go into the recent UFC news. I want to get your thoughts on this. So far, I'll go with the least interesting. We'll go Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell news. He is still on the brand.
Bryce Mitchell, I don't know what he's doing, man. He's just trying. I don't know if he's trying to lose on purpose. Has a 4-fight. What does he have? 3-fight losing streak?
Oh, to be fair, he did fight against Gene Silva, Arnold Allen. And Ilya Topuria.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's definitely fighting top. He's the Dustin Poirier of that division. He's definitely a dog. But
except he's losing. Dustin has won a couple.
Yeah, I mean, but he definitely is not scared. I mean, I see him.
But I don't know if you know.
Losing. I see him losing.
Okay, so this is also news. He's a 145er. He's moving to 135 for the first time. Fighting Mitchell fighting
Said. No, he Well, I think
I don't know the odds.
I think that power that he's been getting touched with is too much, so he had to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, Bryce Mitchell, I don't see him being a I see him being a gatekeeper, not a contender, a gatekeeper.
Okay.
You're a very strong man, very strong young man, but I only seen you being a gatekeeper. Okay. Kind of like what Gilbert Burns is doing for the division right now.
But recently cuts, unfortunately.
Recently cuts. Boy,
That's in the chat. Moving on. Hold on. Let me get your thoughts on these real quick. We teased on this last week. Silva versus Diego Lopes.
Oh my God. All right. Let me tell you. Silva will maul that man. Silva is probably the
scariest. Other than Borralho,
no, he's more scary. Fighting nerds are definitely crazy. Silva, if they didn't have Borralho and Rufy there to tame him, man, Silva would just be crazy, man. I see him knocking out Volk quicker than Topuria, and to ask me why,
where'd my paper go?
Tell me why I would love to see Silva versus Topuria, but we're not gonna get that. He definitely starches Diego Lopes. I don't know if he knocks him out, but he starches him. He's just on him, in his face.
So Diego obviously coming off of the loss to Volk, and we both agree, Silva. Yeah. So we know. I think we're huge. I think it's one-sided. Huge Diego Lopes fans on the channel.
I mean,
it's one-sided. It's coming from here.
He's too hype for me. I never seen him going too crazy.
But yeah, Gene
Silva.
Scary. Okay.
Next
hold on. Sorry, I got two more.
Let me hear it.
Izzy Adesanya versus Caio Borralho. Another fighting nerd news.
Well, Adesanya lost his spark.
Mm-hmm.
He rubbed the magic lamp too many times. He's done. I don't see him being in contendership no more. What was the last fight to DDP?
To DDP.
No,
and he did it.
I think he fought one more
No,
time.
he bought Imavov.
And he won, did he?
No, he lost.
Oh, he lost last second.
Sorry about that.
So, I mean, I don't see Adesanya fighting no more. I mean, if he fights... I mean, I would see him... I don't know. That one's a tough one, dude.
It's a tough one because obviously there was rumors about Caio Borralho fighting Imavov, and you could have your own thoughts about that.
I don't see Adesanya in contendership no more. Borralho, I see him in a technical fight, and I see Borralho coming up on top, but I don't see Adesanya. I don't see 2021 Adesanya coming back anytime soon.
If you see his recent fights, he looks exactly the same. He's just missing a little step.
And that's the problem. Everybody else has evolved.
Everyone else evolved. But even if this is crazy about the UFC, even if you're a half second late, you're done. You're not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are mine. Those are mine.
I wanna talk about I got two rambles I wanna get to real quick. So we got 2,000 people out there. Danny.
Over 2,000.
200,000.
200. Yes, I was about to say.
To be exact. That thing, Jon Jones needs to be stripped of his title.
They even asked Jon Anik about it on the press conference today, which we just watched like 30 minutes ago. Crazy. So yes, we are filming this on a Thursday. Of course, we upload on Friday. Every Friday, tune in. Yeah. Should Jon Jones be stripped?
Jon Anik, I think he slipped up, and I think we're gonna get Tom Aspinall Jon Jones fight in December.
In December, apparently. We thought November.
If you could see the press conference, you could see him slipped up when he's asked. We're gonna get a fight in December, and then he says automatically, "I have no inside knowledge." So, I mean, I think
he bites the heck out of his lip right after.
Yeah, so I think we're going to end up seeing that this year. I don't think we get our announcement that we thought we were going to get on International Fight Week.
No.
I do think Jones wins. Jon Jones is going to win.
Oh, early prediction. Okay.
Jon Jones, man.
Early prediction alert. I don't know.
Sitting in June.
So,
the first week of June, I got Jon Jones right now.
I don't know if I've been seeing a bunch of anti-Jon Jones propaganda, but I have noticed that Jon Jones has only ducked from 3 people his whole life. Those Francis Ngannou, Dominic Reyes, and now Tom Aspinall.
Like I said, we're split on this channel when it comes to some things. He will beat Francis Ngannou, and I think that is a better fight. Listen, like I said, sometimes we play matchmaker over here. I said if the UFC wants to make more money, you don't have to put Jones in the title contention right now. You could sign Ngannou because his contract just went up with the PFL. Sign Ngannou back, have him fight Tom, have those monsters go at it. Whoever wins that gets to fight the greatest fighter who ever lived in the UFC, Jon Jones. And to be honest, I don't know who comes out of it. I think if Jon Jones fights Francis Ngannou, he beats Ngannou. But if he fights Tom Aspinall, that's more of... It's crazy.
The thing is, it's
exciting.
like, yeah.
It's exciting in the heavyweight division.
It's very exciting because Tom Aspinall has been countered out. He got countered out against Sergey Pavlovich. Sergey Pavlovich is the person that was supposed to beat Jon Jones. He was the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. Sergey Pavlovich was 20-1 or 20-0 undefeated until Tom Aspinall defeated him. He was the boogeyman of the division, supposed to beat Jon Jones, and then Tom Aspinall, of course, took over that hype. And now it's Tom Aspinall coming after Jon Jones, and it's like that's the crazy thing about the heavyweight division. Like, you don't know, like it's like a whole little Jon could be. I think Jon beats Francis. Can Jon beat Tom?
That's where the question starts asking. You start slowing yourself down. Can he beat him? Yeah, he can beat him.
Of course, yeah.
Does he starch him like a gun? Does he starch him like a Miocic? No. It's gonna be a fight. Can he stand there and bang with them? I don't know. But all right, moving on. BJ Penn arrested the 3rd time this week, bro. You need to get your stuff together. It's sad. It's sad what you got going on, but you need to get help. Or you need to reach out to somebody to help you out because
I think it's clear he's not okay.
He's on CTE and he has to be on drugs, man. He has to be. I don't mean to put that out there, but either ask for help or say what's going on, man. Don't go through yourself. It's Men's Mental Health Month. Make sure you reach out for some help.
I think he's very much so past like helping. I don't know. I hope everything's okay. UFC legend.
Third arrest in the past week and a half.
Lightweight legend.
Moving on. I'm gonna get through these next ones quick. These are just my rambles. We got Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. The Steelers are gonna end up over. They always end up over 500 average. I think I see them ending at like 9-7, getting into the playoffs, losing in the 2nd round. So I mean, and I see Rodgers retiring after this year. So good pickup for the Steelers. After that, we got the Giants and Browns quarterback controversy. Jackson Dart with the Giants. Think he's going to start over Russell Wilson. I do believe that. And he's looking good. As I can say over there in Cleveland with Shiloh, I forgot his name. Sanders.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't see him being the starting quarterback. You still got Dylan Gable right there. You got Joe Flacco. I mean, I can see him being the 2nd string, but he's definitely... These guys are people who just got drafted this last year, going to the next year. I think that the best one that has a chance to start the first week is Jackson Dart. Best quarterback I think is going to be coming out of this draft.
Have you been watching the Embedded?
I've been keeping up a little bit. Been watching a little bit.
Last one, Juliana Pena was at the Giants because obviously they're in New Jersey or whatever, New York. Pena was with Russell Wilson.
This we're gonna be quick on this.
Two very cringe athletes.
Not as cringe as the Knicks firing Tibbs, going to the Eastern Conference in 25 years.
We've talked about it in this channel. Tibbs.
Great
okay,
coach.
so we can just move on to the NBA. We'll just finish out here. So, Tibbs, great coach. We've had, obviously the little things that we talked about is the fatigue of the Knicks. But, God, Tibbs is a
Great coach.
Generational. Huge generational.
Great coach.
The Knicks will not be where they were. Who do they get after that? Yeah. I'm tired of the NBA. Man.
They fired great coaches.
I'm just tired of the NBA in general.
They're firing great coaches down there. So.
Firing great coaches. They're firing.
Was it Tibbs or did the Knicks nick it?
The Knicks nicked it.
So then you can't fire Tibbs. I mean, you don't blame Jalen Brunson. You got to the whole unit.
What did Tibbs do? He brought out his best players. He did all he could do. He brought out his best players. His best players were playing. They got outplayed by the Indiana Pacers, which just today outplayed the Oklahoma City Thunder, which were huge favorites to win today, which we'll get into now.
What the hell?
What the Halliburton? Who do you think is gonna win the NBA Finals now?
Dude, he's done that to
1-0.
The Bucks to
the greatest fourth quarter team of all time, possibly. The 2025 Indiana Pacers.
They were down like 15 points the whole game.
This is quite possibly the greatest fourth quarter team, the 2025 Indiana Pacers.
Halliburton, you got my respect, man. OKC, just like we said with New York Knicks, they nicked the first game.
Yeah.
Did they nick it, or is this just a great team, dude? They coming back
This is why I brought it up. They literally just beat quite possibly the fourth best team in NBA history.
I will say this
because they have the fourth best record.
You don't say
third best record.
You don't say this after the first game.
Of course,
we have a series.
You play 7 for a reason.
We have a series, and it's definitely going to be exciting. I don't see how, and they were talking Halliburton. You cannot score 12 points the whole game and then hit the game winner. Let's
remember, Halliburton was voted the most overrated player by his peers. Imagine your coworkers. Imagine your coworkers telling you,
"Yeah, he's the most
you ain't
worker.
it. You doing too much. You think you him, but you not him."
And then to go to the NBA Finals, Game 1, 0.3 seconds left.
Literally, that's what everyone's going for. That's what you play 82 games for.
So I don't. This is a hard one. I would say OKC collapsed because they were up 15. They were up 15 the whole game. We watched the whole game from start to finish. To me in my eyes, OKC fumbled that one. They got too comfortable.
Huge fumble.
Williams finished the night with 17. He needs to score at least 22. Chet Holmgren, he needs at least 10 rebounds a game to secure it. They're the better team. They're supposed to win, but even because you're supposed to win doesn't mean you should win. So they need a lockdown. So those are my weekly rambles, but I want to finish it off with one thing I do not want to forget on this channel. This
is super early. This will be brought up a couple times throughout the weeks because this is a bet that will be taking place in August, possibly the greatest bet in Dampulls history.
This is the greatest bet between me and this guy since 5th grade. We've never had a bet this as crazy as this. No one, as long as I've known this guy.
We will be betting from the nose down. From the nose down.
Yes, everything over here.
From the nose down will be shaved.
Everything clean face, shaved, and if the other guy wants to do it, the other guy wants to do it, but everything shaved. Boom. And if you lose, the only way you could get out of it is a $250 buyout to the other person. You either get a mega box, spend $250, we could get a box open on the channel, or you gotta shave your beard for the channel. We got one more announcement. We got a raffle coming up. So
there's a couple ways you can answer. We got a couple loyal people. If you've bought over
let's say $5. We'll start off the first one. We're gonna start off with $5.
If you spend over $5 on the eBay personal
in the month of June,
you're automatically entered. You don't have to do anything.
You're automatically put into a raffle, and the raffle will take place the last Friday of the month. And that might possibly be the weekend we are in Vegas. So if it is that weekend, better odds to you. But we will be doing either, I want to say, a blaster box, or the more the channel goes on.
I think we might have to do an option. You could either, of course, get a blaster box. You could do a cash option, or We might do an auto. Who knows? If we have an auto available, we might give away an auto.
We're gonna have 3 options for you.
But the 2 options that are out right now is a box and a cash option. Obviously, of course, like we said, if you spend over $5, you're automatically entered. Another way to enter is that we're gonna have another Instagram post. If you share, like the post, and tag a couple friends, that's another way to enter. And then if you just want to do $5, if you just want to give us $5 to enter, that's another way to enter.
If you put cash,
if you don't want no cards and you just want to give us $5, that's another way to enter. Yeah.
Cash, Zelle, Venmo. Danny will leave it up. Our eBay. Yeah, Dampulls, man. Dampulls.
So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe,
share this. Tell your baby mama. Tell your homegirls. Tell your homies.
And you'll do nothing, mate.
Get nothing. All right, you guys have a good one. We're out this one.
Stand your base.
Peace.
You might even go forward and try to shot.
We might even
go backwards and try to shot.
We might even go to Florida Cut. Who knows, Mike?